Carmen Contreras and this is Sisi channel, and today our program is from Benfleet and our guest is Lara. Lara has been before in our program and she cooked for us a lovely risotto. If you haven't seen the video, I invite you to have a look. And today we're going to be recording actually twice. We're going to be doing it in English and also in Spanish. With us for the Spanish version of this dish is our friend Eva Garcia. Lara, thank you for having us. Thank you for once again, welcome to your house and share your lovely recipes. What are you cooking for us today?
Hello Carmen and hello everyone. Thank you for having me again and thank you for coming to my house again. The dish I'm cooking is a white fish in a red sauce with some spaghetti courgettes.
Oh wow!
With a little bit of a pesto made with rocket.
Excellent.
So I do cook this dish probably once a week for my family. As you know, I've got young children, and sometimes I'll actually substitute the fish with pasta. So the sauce I'm going to be making is actually the simplest and quickest sauce you could make, and it's great, when you are in a rush and cooking, with pasta for your children.
Okay, excellent. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you get on, and I'm going to be asking some questions about that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I'm going to start straight away making this spaghetti courgettes. Which I think is a fantastic option to actual proper pasta, because a lot of people are allergic to wheat or gluten, and I think sometimes using vegetable is just the best way just to have a proper meal. So I actually got this machine, and you could find it anywhere, and is make sure it's all stuck properly, that's it. So as you can see the spaghetti coming out straight away. So it's actually fun to use, and it's just a nice way even for children to get to love vegetables, which we know is not an easy job for mums to get the children to eat vegetables at the moment. But I have to say, I did trick few kids doing this. Most of all when I had my children's friends coming around, and I did say to them that I was going to make a special spaghetti, and I was saying there was actually courgettes, and they all loved it. So for this reason, I'm actually carry on using it, and of course cooking it most of as often as I can. So the spaghetti are ready. And you don't need to do anything really, because they have enough water. Then of course it's going to have the courgette to cook them with enough moist. I will add a little bit of salt and just a little bit of olive oil. And I can just put this in the oven, and they're going to be cooking for about 15 minutes at about 190 degrees. So let's put a timer on, and that's going to be okay. So once this is done, I'm just going to get rid of the courgettes in the machine.
And what about the fish, Lara? Tell us.
We're going to be doing the sauce first of all, because as we know, fish doesn't take long to cook. So, and I was saying about this sauce is actually basically just made with passata, which is tomatoes, tomatoes, which you can already buy like this. And for the sauce, I'm going to need the passata, salt, plenty of garlic, and basil.
Okay, fresh basil that you have.
Of course, that's why I always have, in my windowsill, I have plenty of herbs, and it's nice, just bring a little bit more of the style of Italy, in my house anyway. So this is what I'm going to be doing now. I'm just going to choose some of these lovely leaves. And I'm going to be starting chopping the garlic first. You have to make sure that it's chopped quite finely. because I'm always thinking about the children whenever they're eating, you know, because children can be very, very fussy, as we know. So the finest, you know, you chop, you know, garlic and herbs, the better they're gonna eat in there. So they're not even gonna ask you questions, because I do understand some kids say, oh, I don't like onion, you know, I don't like the taste. But perhaps really sometimes because it's just quite thick, and I understand, you know, sometimes not everybody will like that. So by doing it like this, you wouldn't even realise that you're actually eating the garlic. And the fish I'm actually using today is a simple white fish, which I found, well, I bought in the supermarket, but you know, if you got a chance to go to the fishmongers, it's great, because mainly Food Revolution, of course, is trying to is inspiring people to buy the produce from the local farmers, from the local supermarket. And it's great, most of all in the area where we live, which is, you know, we're actually by the sea. So you can find fresh figs, I would say, in any corner in, you know, in your high street. So that's great. And it's actually white cobbler, and it's very tasty. It's quite meaty as well, and it's just a nice variation to the usual cod or, you know, haddock, or, you know, any fish that you just eat mostly. And then we got with basil now. Same thing with basil, we just want to make sure it's chopped really, really finely. And I think we're almost there with it. So now it's time to use start with the sauce, and I'm going to be using just a very simple frying pan. I'm going to be adding some olive oil, which I usually use a spoon, like a tablespoon, to, you know, to actually understand how much, you know, the quantity of olive oil. I would say 1, 2, 4.
Wow, Lara, that seems a lot to me.
No, it's not. Trust me.
Oh.
It's about 8 tablespoons, because this is actually mainly a recipe by using a little bit of tomatoes. It's not a very rich, I would say, red tomato sauce. It's mainly made with the garlic and the basil. So the actual moisture will come through the olive oil. So I know it does look a lot, but when you're actually cooking the fish on it, you will be surprised how much it will shrink.
Okay.
I always use olive oil, extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I know that, of course, you know, probably, as I said, for the amount of olive oil that people will use here, but it's something that I would, you know, recommend instead of perhaps, you know, butter, using butter or sunflower oil. This is what I will always have in my kitchen. Okay. So
this is the oil that we're going to use to prepare this sauce.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now I can literally, while the pan is on the oven, already hot, I'm just gonna add the garlic and the basil. And as soon as it's gonna start simmering, I always said, you know, just make sure that you are going to hear your sauce, because as soon as you can hear the garlic and the basil, you know, popping in, you can tell it's actually ready for the sauce to go in as well, because it's very easy to actually burn, you know, the sauce. So we have to watch it. Is the garlic and the basil start bubbling, and I can actually add the tomato sauce. Right, we just want to make sure that it's all blending together nicely. And you can definitely start smelling that garlic. We need to lower the heat to 5 or 4. Add a lid and also add in a pinch of salt.
Okay, and now what's next?
Right, we've just been cooking sauce for about 5 minutes now. And because I've got a vegetarian dish as well, so I'm gonna have to take a little bit of the sauce, and I'm gonna put it aside for the vegetarian dish.
Okay.
And this is something that you can actually do if you wanted to use a sauce with some pasta. So this would just be great.
Yes.
You just got some pasta ready or rice. Just, you know, it's great. So once now the sauce is aside for the vegetarian option, I can actually add the fish into the pan and let it cook.
How long, more or less, do you cook the fish for?
It's, I would say, you know, a good 6 minutes.
Okay.
We always want to make sure that we're cooking through. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to the fish. Make sure that we have like a sort of a medium hot. And as you can see now, the fish is just going to cook nicely on top of the sauce. One side, and then about 3 minutes later, I'm just going to turn it over and then make sure that the sauce is actually going all over the fish.
Okay,
so
what about the pesto?
Right, while the fish is cooking, and of course don't forget we got the courgette as well, and nearly ready to come out, I'm going to be making this pesto sauce,
okay.
Which is slightly different to the Italian, I would say, the traditional Italian recipe, only because I know that some people are actually allergic to pine nuts.
Yeah.
So instead of using pine nuts, today I'm going to miss them out. I'm just going to be using garlic, rocket, parsley, and basil.
Fresh basil.
Fresh basil, absolutely. And of course olive oil, which I'm already adding, which is about 50 milliliters of olive oil. So literally with the 1 clove of garlic in, handful of parsley. Parsley and garlic, they go well together. Parsley's got like a natural juice coming out, and it's actually good to get rid of the strong garlic taste. So whenever we cook in Italy, whenever you use garlic in Italy, we always have to make sure that we combine the garlic and the parsley together. And then we got a handful of rocket and basil as well. Let's pick the right leaves.
The fish is looking good.
Perfect. That's it. So it's time for the fish to be turned over, which I'm going to do it just before I start with the pesto. Right. A little bit longer. And please don't forget a little bit of salt. Right, you will know when of course it's almost ready. It won't be completely smooth. I don't particularly like it too smooth. I still like, still in, the bits of very good rocket and basil. Right, so we got our pesto ready. I'm just gonna leave this here, and we can actually start plating everything up. Okay, I'm just about now to serve the vegetarian option, which I was telling you earlier. So if I use this
yes,
small plate, it's basically just the courgette, spaghetti, and I'm trying to get them in here, with the red sauce that I that it was ready. So
that one, it could be used as a starter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if we have any vegetarian in the family.
Absolutely. As I say, it's a great option. It's lovely. It's got the flavors going, and of course, if you love Parmesan cheese, I would highly recommend to add a little bit of Parmesan as well. And you got your great spaghetti.
Lovely. That is what I love, La Nonna. La Nonna always please you. I got my vegetarian option.
That's it. Bring Nonna back.
Excellent. I will not try. I think I'm also going to be a little bit naughty. I'm going to try with the fish.
Okay, so if you want, I can actually go ahead with the actual main dish. If
yes,
you want me
please,
to
of
convey
course.
this on the plate. And fish is ready for us, which as you can see now is lovely cooked with a lovely red sauce. The spaghetti courgettes on the side. And I will be adding a little bit of our rocket pesto on the courgette.
Ah, we also could have instead of red
We
sauce.
could, yeah,
yes,
that's fine. I just
okay.
thought something, you know, slightly different, but it's nice for people to see the, you know, the all variations of recipes which we actually do. And I absolutely love adding cheese as well. But for the fish, I just like having flake instead of grating.
Look at
first list, not the last one. Let's say we're going to be adding a basil.
And here you are. Nice and quick. Oh, Lara, thank you very much. It's been
You're
lovely.
welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoyed the dish.
Yes. Before that we finished our program, tell me how it's getting on with Food Revolution. I heard that you have seen the mayor as well.
It's been really good. Last time I spoke to you, I was actually getting ready to arrange a big event with a local school, local primary school. And in the end I did it, and I managed to feed 30 children. We all made fresh pasta, ravioli, which is a recipe from my nonna, which in Italian is grandmother. And with this hashtag Bring Nonna Back, I'm trying to bring Nonna's recipes to the modern family's table. So, and the actual event with the mayor was great. It was such a great success that I'm sure we're going to be doing exactly the same this year, and hopefully it's going to be something that is happening all year round. So
excellent. Well, thank you very much once again. Don't forget, we also have this recipe coming on in Spanish with our friends Eva Garcia, and she may be going to give us a little bit notes on how the Spanish cooking is. They are similar dishes with the Italian cooking, all about the Mediterranean food. And once again, to follow Lara, you could search for her on Facebook. Just your name, or
I have a Facebook page, just Lara Butteriss, but I also have a blog, which is a food blog, which is called Pronto Subito at WordPress.
Okay, but anyway, all her details are below the interview. And once again, thank you to you for following us. Any comment, any suggestion you like, please share. We are welcome to Lara's house anytime. That's what you said?
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Bye bye.